The light, it's always coming into the world. We don't always know where to find it. Sometimes we need to go window shopping in order to see it. Welcome to this special edition holiday window tour. I'm Stanley Smith. This season, I went out and scoped out some of the better windows here in the city of Chicago. Starting out on East Oak Street, I snapped this photo of a Christoffel store at 40 East Oak, and it's a nice wintry scene that was installed by their New York designer, showing some great gift suggestions in this very wintry, snowy scene. Next door on East Oak Street is the Prada store, and they did kind of a whimsical rendition of getting ready for the holidays, driving to get your tree and garland and wreaths with all of your Prada merchandise and accessories suitable for gift giving. Here's the gentleman with the truck with a tree coming in from the woods, some stylish graphics, and essential leather goods for the season. Around the corner on North Michigan Avenue is the Louis Vuitton store, and friend and colleague Ray Tarragon really raved about these windows. This Voyage de Luminaire. It's all illuminated sculptures of flowers and blossoms and foliage. And I thought it was a little overwrought, certainly potential landfill material, but very lavish and very evocative. Looks terrific at night. It's all illuminated and kind of a showstopper here on North Michigan Avenue. That's the season off in the right direction. Men's and women's wear at Louis Vuitton. Across the street at 900 North Michigan, Bloomingdale's did a partnership with Burberry this season. And this was their invitation to customers to feel the spirit of the season with trimming the tree and putting garlands over the hearth. Also at 900 North Michigan Avenue is the Gucci store. They did all these kind of an advent calendar of Gucci gifts. Ray and I stood in front to see if all these doors open. So these are doors that each open up to a gift, a potential gift. We were kind of disappointed. Ray was disappointed that not every door opened in the time that we were standing there, which was quite some time. But it was a fun effect, kind of a takeoff, modern day takeoff on the animated window concept. At Water Tower Place on Michigan Avenue, this is a rotunda display in the former Macy's space, showing retailers from the shopping center, Akira and Lacoste, kind of a white wintry scene. Also at Water Tower Place, facing Michigan Avenue, shops from the shopping center, the popular Lego store with a Van Gogh inspired Lego kit, Lacoste merchandise, and a shout out to the Harry Carey's restaurant on the seventh floor. Upstairs at Water Tower Place, a store display, a streetwear paired with graffiti artists. I think that's kind of a fun, colorful, kind of hip I guess in a retro kind of way, the urban street scene at Water Tower Place. Ralph Lauren at Chicago Avenue and Michigan Avenue. They had a couple series of these this fall. This fall, I was at the Ghost Ranch. They had the desert scene and outdoor setting. It was fun. Now they've got a mountain. Now we're in the mountains at Ralph Lauren with all the essential gear, complete with the pickup truck, kind of like the Prada window we saw on East Oak Street. Around the corner at Michigan Avenue at Ralph Lauren is a more traditional straight up merchandise display of winter essentials. At Tiffany and Company at Michigan Avenue in Superior, they have, I think I perceive this as kind of a moon, outer space kind of theme with the doves and snowy scene with gifts, the close up. And again, I was perceiving this as a moon, maybe it's an ornament. I'm not sure, but pleasant enough. Seen a lot of blue this season. Across the street from Tiffany is the Neiman Marcus flagship store here, and they have this salute to France, complete with the Eiffel Tower, which is a kind of zany, spectacular feature. They felt inspired to place here in the front of the store. Again, it reads well. Actually, it reads very well during the daytime, and even more so at night. Even though the night photograph is kind of difficult. Oftentimes, scouting out photographs of window displays tends to be or can be as much exercise in photography as it is in creating a window display. But Neiman's, second year in a row, really gets a shout out for terrific windows, very traditional, lavish, multi-layered, fashionable, fantasy almost of a time gone by, but very fun nonetheless with these kind of campy cutout drapes and wainscoting, kind of a French Parisian interior scene and luxurious goods, very dramatic ball gowns, parties. I think more people were going to parties this year. I don't know if they were black tie or lavish, but if they were, I think Neiman's is pretty presenting a very clear message that Neiman's is the place to go, find the appropriate apparel, whatever the occasion might be. Across the street again at Michigan Avenue and Superior Street side facing the peninsula is Saks Fifth Avenue. This is facing the peninsula. Cute little display from Saks Fifth Avenue and a more complete full window display also on Superior Street from Saks Fifth Avenue. Their theme was kind of gold, a lot of gold metallic, kind of flashy, but tailored presentation. Down the street at the Burberry store on Michigan Avenue, they came up with The Night Before Christmas, which is a little heavy-handed cuteness, but works. And they have these knights in shining armor with the Burberry apparel, accessories, hauling in the festive green Christmas tree. I was there a couple different times, and kids and families seem to really like this, get a big kick out of it. Parents seem to love to show their kids the knights. Again, similar to Louis Vuitton, I think it was a little bit heavy-handed. I don't know. I love to recycle. I'm not sure when they'll be recycling the knight in shining armor. Maybe our luck will change and we'll have more knights in shining armor than we've had in the past. Another version of the knight at Burberry with a lot of different goods. I think they're back in the goods business, a little less conceptual and more product oriented, very similar to what we saw at Prada. Down the River North, heading toward the Loop, is Posh on State Street, and a perennial favorite again. Always traditional, always fun, always very evocative. Little village scene here on this window, and the opposite window is a snowy house with little room vignettes. Posh is known for home decor, merchandise for entertaining and gift giving. Into the Loop on State Street, the Macy's on State Street flagship store in the former Marshall Field building. This is on Washington Street. And this is a shout out to French Market, which they installed for the season on the seventh floor, various different vendors. And this is kind of a pointing in the direction of where we're going here at Macy's on State, which is a pretty much a full-blown salute to Marshall Field and Company, which was a surprise this season. This window on State Street is the Marshall Field clock, with the clock face opened up and looking into the inside world, the inside goings on of the history and story and legacy of Marshall Field and Company. This window is of the main aisle, looking from the South State Room into the main aisle below the Tiffany Dome. And this is interesting. This actually shows these depiction of the ledges. So they used to have ledges over the cosmetic and jewelry departments on the main aisle on the first floor to create these very lavish, spectacular displays. And this was a theme that really was a real life display. Reindeer, stag deers flanking the central atrium, central main aisle of the store. Another shout out to the Marshall Field history and legacy of the Frango brand, which of course continues today. This is a fanciful Frango kitchen window. Here's the store itself, the State Street edifice depicted with gifts and everything you need to make your holiday season complete at the Marshall Field building. And this window at State and Randolph kind of kicked off the theme. Here's the Marshall Field branding. This is the giant book with the Tiffany Dome depicted and the reindeer flying over it and the city below. Kind of set the tone for the entire messaging of the season at Macy's. And of course, the walnut room tree depicted in this window. Somewhat more interesting to me and surprising were the fashion displays on the Randolph side of the street. Again, kind of this moon outer space theme, maybe unexpected, but maybe a fresh kind of cleansing of the palate after the holiday presentations inside the store and on State Street. Just straight up fashion, which was very cool and sophisticated, kind of on par with Neiman's. Pretty high style with all this monochromatic fashion. And they had three solid windows of this on Randolph. So they're really going long and deep into this very sophisticated color palette at Macy's on State. Again, we're always looking for something new coming into the world, looking for the light and the darkness. And this was something new is old again, is new, brought back to us by Macy's at State, these Marshall Field tumblers, along with a whole product line of Marshall Field branded merchandise. I guess Marshall Field inspired merchandise. You can only get it at Macy's. Whatever you're looking for, it's unexpected or new or just to be entertained, be sure to get out this season and take a look at the holiday windows or anytime during the year if you're looking for creative visual merchandising here in the city of Chicago. We've got quite a legacy and hopefully we have a very bright future. If you would like to join us on a future tour or join us in a coffee hour, I will include my email in the description of this video and I'll be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.